Hey everyone, what's up? This is Circle here, back with another Click Synergies video. Thank you very much for the views and everything. I'm very happy, and I had a lot of positive reception on the series. So thank you all very much. Again, before we start, this series has been inspired by Under the Radar's Draft League Viabilities. His link will always be in the description. And without further ado, this time we will be talking about a Pokemon which I don't see, like I see it drafted, but I don't see it drafted as much as I should see it drafted. And that is Terrakion. And with me today, I have my good friend Hayes. You can say hi.
Yo, what's
Yeah.
up? What's up, everyone?
Yeah, and Hayes had a lot of success with this Pokemon in a recent league we both were in, and I thought I could look just pick his experience and see what he thinks about the mon and how we use it.
Oh yeah.
So can you start us off, Hayes, with just some basic stuff about Terrakion that you want to go over?
All right, gladly. So to start off, stats very heavily centered towards being a strong physical attacker. 129 speed or 129 attack is gonna hit extremely hard from the physical side. 108 speed is pretty good speed tier to have on most teams. Kind of what you look for. And then Stab of Rock and Fighting is extremely potent physical coverage just to have for any team. Hits a lot of things extremely hard. And in addition, base 90 defenses and 91 HP. A lot bulkier than you'd expect out of like a physical sweeper.
Yeah. Yeah, people usually do not look at that that bulk, that 90
Yeah.
bulk, and this can actually help you survive a hit that you may not think that you're surviving. But
Yeah, this thing moves a lot more hits than you'd expect. And you can usually have like leftover EVs to help you greatly, and at least getting 2 hits off, especially if there's something that outspeeds you or living like even a priority hit, something like that.
yeah. So there's that, and you want to talk about the absolute beautiful coverage this Pokemon gets. This thing gets, this
Yeah.
thing gets such a basic coverage, like Mega Horn, Iron Head,
Mega Horn.
Poison Jab, like insane good coverage.
There's not very many things.
But
I'm not entirely sure, but I believe you hit a majority of the types super effectively, or at the very least neutrally.
yep,
Yeah.
100% agree. And it's just that it allows you to beat types that it may usually wall you. So like let's say a Slowbro, like it comes in versus you just click Swords Dance and you click Mega Horn, and if I remember the calc, it has a very good chance to Oko after Stealth Rocks.
Oh yeah. I
So
specifically remember this was an important calc we did. I believe it was pretty close to a KO depending on spreads.
and if you're if you want to feel safe, you can even go with Exazor, which is a lot more reliable. And if you want to hit like a more thriller psychic or psychic type, for example, that's trying to switch into you.
And yeah.
And
plus two Exazor is still doing a solid chunk to something like a Slowbro, which would usually be tasked with handling something like Terrakion.
For sure. And I remember we ran an air slash Terrakion to beat a Buzzwole. Well, almost beat a Buzzwole. So
didn't end up working out, but
on
I
paper,
believe we had it where it like dope code or something.
yeah. I mean, base 72 special attack is workable,
It
and
is workable.
it's
It's decent
workable.
special moves.
Like it gets Earth Power, but I feel if it only had Power Gem or something, because then Cause it gets calm mind. It gets calm mind, but it just like it has
Yeah.
focus blast in the special side. But you can use like these small techs, that can help Terrakion out, and beating mons that would otherwise wall it. Some other
Yeah.
great stuff it has is, like Hayes mentioned, it can boost its attack, so it gets Swords Dance. It also gets Rock Polish, so this thing is one of the most dangerous uh, double dance sweepers out there. You can just run double dance and just two stabs, and next thing you know, your opponent has like no way to beat this thing, like no way to swap into this thing. It also gets stealth rocks, so actually a pretty good rocker if you like. If like let's say Terrakion doesn't have a good matchup and you need rocks on your team, this thing can give you rocks. This thing also gets taunt, so let's say you can taunt like something that passive that's switching into it. You can taunt it, and then you can set up on it. Also gets other like weird stuff, like it gets roar and it gets reflect. Never seen that trend, but that is a thing it gets. And there is that. Do you want to go over some sort of sets that Terrakion runs, like any like common sets, or what sort of stuff Terrakion usually loves running, like sets, items,
Yeah.
etc.
So Terrakion, you're most of the time using it as a choice attacker, something like a sash or a resist berry or like a life orb, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can run other things, but those are probably its most potent sets.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs to focus on hitting as hard as possible, or in some cases, setting up a sweep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I found the most success out of probably choice items, just because they have the most immediate power and can also be used to stop some like other good scarfers on the opponent's side.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
choice scarf is like, I would say it's most splashable set. You can just run like close combat, stone edge, and two coverage options, and you can easily like outrun a lot of important base 100s and base 105. Its B tier allows it to be a really good choice scarfer. Very also, again, like I said, choice band. If like your opponent has like no switch-ins to Terrakion or one of Terrakion's moves, you can just run choice band and just start breaking holes from there. Another very good set is, again, double dance, like I said, so you can go like rock polish, swords dance, and you can use close combat stone edge, right? You can go either rock polish plus 3 moves, or you can go swords dance plus 3 moves. Like if you're going swords dance plus 3 moves, you want to have some sort of support, like sticky webs, for example, or you want to set up like a mid-game breaking with this Terrakion. And finally, it has a very cool ability in Justified. Basically, when this mon is hit by a dart move, its attack is raised by 1 stage. So this thing is, in my opinion, one of the best knockoff switch-ins to have out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like
if you can bait in a knockoff, not many things want to switch into even a +1 Terrakion, just throwing off rock and fighting moves most of the time.
Like for example, let's say even if you're like, I don't know, choice band or choice scarf, right? And if you can bait in the knockoff, you essentially get a choice band boost without
Choice band boost without the restriction, and then you just do work.
Yeah, and then you can just set up a rock polish and just clean up from there. So this is like a really nice ability that I think Terrakion abuses the most out of the 4 quartet, in my opinion. Cobalion to an extent, but just Terrakion's like sheer just the sheer attack power it has allows it to be the best user of it, in my opinion. What does Terrakion not provide us? So I'm gonna say one thing that Terrakion would have loved is something like U-turn, like priority, not priority, like momentum would have made Terrakion busted, insane busted. Like you have Keldra with flip turn, and that thing's a menace. if this thing even had defense, for once, the psychic types aren't wall, you're just running out for free, and the 100 days people which are just allows not to be a really winner. So people go this like Iberian Zappos which gets you a Simian here that gets you because many people don't draft your fighting types because even a low like Simian like Bird can very solid results because of their grads and good moves that's like fighting yes. What else do you think Dragon does with the team?
I would say rock type is going to be more of defensive, and if you want a more defensive rock type that can reliably use stealth rock across the game and provide you defensive synergy, you're not going to get Terrakion. It can still be a pretty decent provider of stealth rocks, but you're probably not going to bring stealth rocks every week.
Yeah, like for sure because Terrakion it wants to make it setup, and so you have other reliable stealth rockers that go with Terrakion. It does struggle sometimes to break very defensive. In my experience, ghosts and ground types. So, like, let's say if your opponent has like, let's say they have Zygarde, right? Pretty much most of it. Powdon is a very good answer. Even like the threat to break through, and like the Zygarde has like faster threats, and Terrakion wants to be around threats. So these 5 rounds like from the ghosts is one, Fabulous is one. So if it's not running sword dance, on it have a lot of problem breaking down this Pokemon, and especially the ghost. What they can do is like kill it and just put it down. And sometimes one last thing, like Rock type stab is just on the physical side is just shaky because that so is even accuracy. Rock stab has 90, Rock stab has 90. That like reliability in terms of Rock stab can hurt you quite a bit in the basis. But I think my most great ability. But Rock stab is very solid because it's a great trace, usually. Anything else before we move on?
Yeah, I agree with all of those things. I think like Terrakion definitely doesn't have any coach hit you go rounds, and there's a time they just 1-1 or simply just like shut it down without it doing basically what they're to do to be able to check faster the rest or generally goals or leaders. So yeah.
Okay, pretty much going to what Terrakion is not playing. Okay, so you're right. I think because promoting people are not eyeing Terrakion at first glance, you can get this thing pretty much anytime you want in a draft. Most of the time, I would say like 70% of the time, you won't go drafted. Like other fighting like Megalada, Medicham, Weapon for example, with those things around choices like way here a Ludovic type option. So in a way, the good thing is that Terrakion can be drafted anywhere. So one thing that I will let's say for a high pick for example, you want to pair the Pokemon with a variety of Terrakion or type. If you pick, you can Dragapult Terrakion this is not much. Dragapult Terrakion is so fantastic because Dragapult gets the momentum in U-turn, so it gets U-turn to bring in Terrakion, and it can clean it gives you a high tier, about 120, so it can clean it when Terrakion breaking on your own, on its own. It gets a lot of utility just wave, what's it called? Between Wisp. It's a really cool high tier ghost option, but not everyone gets first pick, so I'm not gonna go with draft for this case. What other high tier ghosts or psychics do you think will be good?
I would probably say something like a Lele almost.
Okay.
Could be good. Just the first psychic could kind of pair well with the rock fighting here. Like you said, something with good momentum to get in Terrakion for free. Even something like a Clefable for slow momentum, just to ensure. Another thing I thought of is this also pairs pretty well with things that want to break said ground and ghost types, like a really strong dark type or like really strong waters.
Okay. So what do you think would be like one something that can just break those ground types?
Something like a Dracovish, maybe even like an Azumarill, or like
I think Primarina song would be super good with this.
Primarina for sure. Oh yeah, Primarina.
Primarina would be such a good partner with
Primarina's
this.
insane.
Yeah.
I could also see Mega Gyarados actually being a really nutty pairing.
Oh yeah, just fighting. There's like a mix in that fighting weakness there, but I can see Mega Gyarados paired very well. Other high tier psychics, I think Mew's great. Mew's amazing.
Oh, Mew's always great.
Mew, Jirachi, Reuniclus, Slowbro. I'm gonna
Something like a Mega Gardevoir as well.
yeah
In addition,
yeah, because Mega Gardevoir can wall break on the special side, where and Terrakion can focus on the cleaning aspects. So what bulky psychic? What high tiers do we want to go with? Like a high tier psychic, or do we want to go with like a high tier flying? Because high tier flyings also pair up exceptionally well with Terrakion.
oh yeah.
Like a
Well,
Zapdos
I
and
have
a Tornado
yeah,
Swing.
Zapdos. Ooh, Zapdos is great. Torrentee, those two are pretty. Those two come to mind pretty well.
Yeah,
Even something like a Lando could be decent
yeah.
as well.
Because you can just intimidate with the Lando and U-turn. It does make you kind of weak to the bulky grounds, but you can you can fix that later down the line. I think
You can fix that. Grab
I think
water.
I think just a very good high tier, like a first round pick is I think Zapdos is honestly looking like one of its best partners because Zapdos is an electric and flying, so it can break the grass types, can break the water types Terrakion hates. Terrakion does not swap into steel moves and fighting moves. Zapdos can swap into both those moves very easily, and with static, it can even harass those Pokemon and fish for paralyzes. So
And
for
if they want to like stay in, fire off something, if they get unlucky, then they're paralyzed.
Yeah.
Can't really check Terrakion as well for sure.
Yeah. Zapdos does not like switching into rock types. Terrakion is an excellent swapping into rock
Yeah.
types. It's a very good swapping into rock types just because of its insanely good bulk. Zapdos hates ice types. Terrakion breaks ice types. I'm missing so much. Terrakion, let's say like a Buzzwole for example. Terrakion won't be hitting it that hard. Zapdos is gonna have a field day against Buzzwole.
Obliterated, yeah.
Yeah. So I think a Terrakion Zapdos core sounds super good to start off with.
I agree.
Yeah, like
and then something like a good dragon type for sure. Or like a fairy, like a high tier fairy to pair along with that sounds pretty insane as first start.
Yeah, so what type of high tier dragon or fairy would you recommend with this core?
I would say I could see a Lati, like either Latios or Latios, probably Latios. I could also see something like a Hydreigon. And then like even like a probably not Kyurem, but Kyurem is an option. I think those are all pretty solid. Even like a Zygarde, if you could get that.
Yeah, like a round 1 Zapdos into round 2 Zygarde. I could see that. That is an option. One of the Latis, I think, because I want to go with like options that are easily available in the early rounds. So you pick one Pokemon and then we can go from there. Just pick some, you can pick something and you can go from there.
Yeah.
What do you think we should pick for this one? Like what Pokemon?
I like Latios. Sounds the best.
Okay, so okay, so we're gonna go with Latios with this pair then. So you said Latios would be a fantastic partner. I said that the speed tiers may be like too close to Terrakion, so if you're one of those people,
yeah, the speed tiers might be too close. I just think like most dragon types, like most high tier dragon types, are fast anyway. Yeah. It's just kind of unfortunate, but
for sure. So there's one option. One thing I really was thinking could be cool is like a Ribombee with this pairing, with these three.
Ribombee for webs, and then yeah,
because it gives
make the sweeping sets a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Because like Ribombee cannot break steel types at all, and Terrakion is like It feasts on steel tiles basically. um, it gives you Terrakion webs. You can U-turn into your wall core. You can click Moonblast. I think Ribombi just gets a lot of cool options. It can switcheroo, Quiver Dance. I think it even gets dual screens. Yep, it gets dual screens. It gets Trick. It gets Tailwind. So like, if this Ribombi can support this Latios and Terrakion, I don't know who's gonna want to be facing this, because I think these two just sound absolutely great paired together in my opinion, with Ribombi just supplying you the webs, and Latios just gives that insanely great coverage. Like, you can run Latios any way you want. Like, you can run it as a Calm Mind Sweeper or Dragon Dance Sweeper. You can run Scarf. You can run it, and you can pretty much run it the same way you run Terrakion. So the opponent will be guessing who is the setup sweeper and who's the cleaner. So that is one huge decision they're gonna need to make with this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if they guess wrong, you're in a great position.
Yeah, you pretty much your Terrakion's like at +2 speed, where you think it's like a I don't know, like a choice Terrakion, So I think I really like these four. What mega do you think will go great with Terrakion, Zapdos, Latios, Ribombi? I think we should maybe look at mid-tier megas around here.
Yeah.
I think one great one is Mega Slowbro.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, because it sucks it loses its regen, but most leagues allow it where it can like choose when to Mega Evolve, so it can keep regen for most of its game. It just sucks that it loses out on heavy duty boots. That is one item it absolutely hates losing out on. But Slowbro forms a very good a great like pivot that can pivot into the Terrakion and Latios, and just break the poison types Terrakion hates. Even though you have a Latios, I don't think Slowbro is a good idea. What other megas we can have, because we already have a Latios?
I could also see something like a something like a faster mega, something like Manectric.
What about Mega Pidgeot?
What about Mega Scizor?
Oh yeah, Mega Scizor. I mean,
I was thinking Mega Pidgeot as well, but like the Zapdos I think is a little bit better.
Yeah. If you're going Mega Scizor, you'll have to sacrifice the Latios, because I don't think you're gonna get both of them.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get both of them.
If you do, they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I could also see Mega Venusaur just kind of being like a good glue piece with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So do we want to keep Latios, Mega Pidgeot, or do we gonna go for like Mega Scizor plus maybe like a lower tier, Psychic or something?
I kind of like the idea of Zapdos, Mega Scizor, Terrakion.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree with you. These three look incredibly great together, because basically Mega Scizor hits fire and Terrakion just claims fire types and swaps into them any day.
Oh yeah.
You have double bug, but that's not the end of the world. You can get like a very fat, bulky water later down the road. I actually really love this.
You could even, if you want the webs option, you could even go with something like Slurpuff if you're worried about a double bug.
Yeah. But I just like Ribombi because of that speed tier.
Yeah.
It's such a great speed tier for the team. I think we should go with a bulky water with this core. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think would be great? Maybe Vaporeon could be good.
Oh, Vaporeon could be really good.
Yeah.
I like the Primarina too. Or even something like a Milotic could be decent.
Ooh, that looks great. I think it's wishful thinking, hoping for I actually no, not really. You can get
This is just like a this is the potential.
yeah. I think you can. I think I can see those three. Like you can get like Mega Scizor on one, get like get like a Zapdos on the way back, and then you can go for like Milotic. Maybe wait
I like
for
Vaporeon or Milotic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those, they're kind of interchangeable though.
Yeah.
So
like Milotic, I think your team has great recovery. Like you all have boost. Only Terrakion's lacking recovery, but it does not need recovery as much. So I like Milotic. I think that's good. Yeah, if you can procure Zapdos and Mega Scizor, or even regular Scizor, if Mega Scizor is not available. But I'm just gonna be wishful and say like Mega
Scizor is cool for sure.
Yeah. I think this looks incredibly great because Mega Scizor can even help clean games with after Terrakion's broken down the team as well, and just swaps into the fairies and the what's it called, the psychics Terrakion hates. Right now I think we do not have good looking stealth rock options because like Terrakions are a rocker, but like Mega Scizor does not get rocks, so I think we just need a good rocker just to like round out this team basically. I think something like a Uxie could be great. Uxie or a Mesprit.
Ooh, I like either of those.
Yeah,
I've used either of those with Terrakion. I like both of those a lot.
I do like both of those a lot.
I do even like something. I just saw something that could be good in theory. I think like something like a good ground type.
Mm-hmm.
First thing that came to mind was something like Crocodile.
Ooh.
Or like
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Swampert, even Swampert or Seismitoad could work well too.
Yeah, if you're not going with a Milotic, those could work exceptionally well as well. I really like Uxie. I think Uxie is phenomenal with this pairing because just rounds out the team. It gets a lot
you
of
a little more momentum.
Yeah, it gets foul play, it gets U-turn. It's a lot bulkier than what's it called? It's a lot bulkier than Mesprit. I think it even gets Nasty Plot. Yep, it gets set up now in Nasty Plot. Great coverage, Dazzling Gleam. Gets a Drain Punch if you want to go there. Knockoff is phenomenal. Fire Punch, Memento, just dual screens, Trick, U-turn, Yawn. I think just fantastic, switch in. Just like a fantastic switch in, for Terrakion to just round out this core. So I really like these top 6. I think it kind of looks a bit. I think one thing we're just missing is like a special wall breaker, but I think you guys you can get something like like a lower tier, like you can get like an X-Cloud as a wall breaker. You can get a Chandelure as a wall breaker. So
Chandelure actually sounds nice. Yeah.
So. But I think these 6 are great because it allows Terrakion to fully capitalize on the roles it wants to. Like, Scizor can help clean with Terrakion. Zapdos pretty much takes care of most of Terrakion's answers. Rabombi, helps Terrakion with setup, with all types of setups. So, I just love these. And yeah. So anyways, thank you so much for coming along with me, Hayes. And yeah, once again, if you guys want more of these, please consider subscribing. I have a lot more of these planned. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching and take care. Peace.